cannot introduce Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb on the grounds that I may incriminate myself.
But
but whatever, law's all about technicality and gray areas.
Oh yes, great.
Yes. Hello and welcome to X-Play.
Are you a parent? Is there a small child in the room? Then perhaps you should send that wee innocent away from the television for the next 4 minutes while we review the expansion pack for one of the most violent games of all time, Postal 2.
Yes, the original Postal 2 featured beheadings, violence against women, violence against animals, and violence against minor celebrity Gary Coleman.
And now Postal 2 Apocalypse Weekend is here with twice the gore and half the restraint.
Plus, not only do we have a brand new installment of Games for Cheap Bastards, we also have a look at some of the priciest and most collectible games around in a segment called, what else? Games for Rich Bastards. We're really creative.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
And last but not least, a sneak peek at the new and expanded version of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Yes, Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence is here.
Plus, 2 special new X-Play songs.
Oh, but first, the game that enraged the U.S. Postal Service.
The game that was banned in Australia for being too violent.
The game that inflamed the national debate about video game gore. It has an expansion pack.
And if you haven't already, cover the baby's eyes. Turn off Grandma's hearing aid, because this is not one for our sensitive viewers. Here's a review of Postal 2 Apocalypse Weekend.
Wow, we do not encourage violence against cows. That's understandably going to tick off a lot of people, like animal rights activists,
Parents,
Australians,
cows,
senators.
civil rights activists, the list goes on and on.
Of course, there are a lot of people who tick us off, too.
And mostly they're the people responsible for making crappy games. Which is why, in the hallowed tradition of a certain beer commercial, we wrote a couple of songs for the people who make reviewing games painful. Here you go.
My Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Yeah, please don't bend my spine.
Welcome back to X-Play.
For years, we've played Metal Gear games, and for years we've loved them, even though they confuse the hell out of us.
What the heck is they la-lay-loo-lay-low?
Why are the cutscenes so long?
What's up with the names? Liquid Snake? Solid Snake? Naked Snake? I mean, come on, Naked Snake?
But even though Hideo Kojima's stories leave us scratching our heads, we were still thrilled to hear that Snake is back with an expanded version of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Here's our first look at Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence.
So basically, Subsistence fixes all the problems that we had with the original game, like the camera.
So those of you who yelled at us giving the original Snake Eater a 4 out of 5, would they really release another version of the game that's mostly notable for its camera controls a few months later? The first one was perfect?
Great.
Uh-huh.
Now the Metal Gear fans hate us, just like the Dragon Ball Z fans, and the Pokemon fans, and the Digimon fans.
Well, you know who we hate?
Who?
People who make crappy games.
Yeah.
And we wrote a song for them. Here you go.
X-Play presents Real Buttholes of Gaming.
Real buttholes of gaming.
Today we salute you, Mr. Overlong Cutscene Creator.
Mr. Overlong Cutscene Creator.
For years, game stories were limited to simple introduction screens.
President's been kidnapped by ninjas.
But you knew that people really wanted long, self-indulgent narratives that regularly intrude on the gameplay.
You've had enough fun for now.
So you took that pile of rejected action film scripts and, with the subtlety of a linebacker in a ballet, shoehorned them into every game you could.
Lolly-loo-lay-lo.
Sure, your trite themes and ham-handed plot devices wouldn't even cut it in a USA original movie. But what do gamers know about good storytelling anyway?
Read a book.
So here's to you, Mr. Overlong Cutscene Creator. Without you, how would we know nuclear war was bad?
Mr. Overlong Cutscene Creator.
Wow, I haven't seen lip syncing that bad since the dubbed version of Crouching Tiger.
Hey, we have just enough time to read some badly dubbed viewer mail.
Woohoo! Yeah, we got two curious emails about a celebrity voice talent sketch. One is from Alex T and the other one from Jeremy G. Here's Jeremy's letter. In that episode with Morgan talking about celebrity voices, you showed the fake X-Play address. The numbers of the mailing address were the mysterious numbers from Lost. You know, 6, 18, 15, 16, 23, and 40-something. I just wanted to point out how incredibly astute and knowledgeable I am.
Well, you know, he's also really modest.
He is, and you know, having a really good knowledge of pop television is really astute.
It is.
And
Okay, the numbers are actually 4, 8, 15, 16, 16, 23, and 42. So it's 42, not 40 something.
Yeah.
So you're really not a stooge. You could be Astoot.
Yeah, he could be Astoot. That could be his new name.
Astoot.
Pretty good. We like to put in these random references in the
of
show, and
course.
we like when people pick them
And
up.
then you dig them. You find other things also, like problems with the clothing, and wearing the wrong socks. And, yeah.
Let me see your socks.
Is he?
Oh, they're green. He's wearing green socks.
Well, they're kind of like radioactive green.
Yes.
Like I, stepped in. Well, like something that's in most games, like a Fallout.
Yes, like all the goo on the floor in the crates. And your shirt's the color of a crate. That's very nice.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Are you guys still paying attention to me?
I don't think they're still paying attention. We're talking about Adam's wardrobe.
Yeah, go annoy me with another letter. Go, sit, right? Start typing. A-D-A-M-Y-O-U.